So, good day, fellow teachers. So, we're down to this lesson, which is the Article 3, the teacher and the community. So, in this article, we are talking about the teacher involvement in the community. So, in everyday life, we are confronted with the challenges to do the right things. When you are faced with professional implication, there are condition and provision of the code of ethics that will guide us to determine the best action as an educator. So, in this article, there are 8 sections to be discussed. So, there are 8 sections to be discussed, but before we tackle those sections, I want to ask you some question. Uh, Come to think of it, what can you say about the teacher involvement in the community? So, I know that you can't answer this right now. It because I'm making this a video. I can't do interact on you, but I hope later on you can answer this question. So we will proceed to the 8 sections. So we will start at the section 1. So we will proceed to the section 1, and the section 1 state that a teacher is a facilitator of learning and of the development of the youth. He shall therefore render the best service by providing an environment conducive to such learning and growth. So the section 1 state that a teacher is the center of the learning, so that the teacher will be the one who guide the people around the community so that they develop their learnings or any skills that they have and the growth of the community. Okay, so we'll proceed to the section 2. And the section 2 state that every teacher shall provide leadership and initiative to actively participate in community movement for moral, social, educational, economic, and civic betterment. So, in this section, the teacher will give something, not literally nga hatag, but let's say pakita, so that people in the community will participate in any activity that the community conduct. So, it because you provide leadership to lead them to the movement of their moral, social, educational, economic, and civic of betterment. So, um, let's proceed to this section 3. So, we will now have the section 3. And the section 3 state that every teacher shall merit a reasonable social recognition, for which purpose he shall behave with honor and dignity at all times, and refrain for such activities as gambling, smoking, drunkenness, and other excesses, much less illicit relations. So in this section, the teacher has a big responsible by monitoring the community on what in the community is, but maintaining their behavior as a teacher so that the people around the community will respect you as will the people around you will respect as what your profession is. Okay, so we'll proceed to the section 4. So we're now down to the section 4. The section 4 state that every teacher shall live for and with the community, and shall therefore study and understand local customs and traditions in order to have sympathetic attitude, therefore refrain from disparaging the community. So it means that they should know, the teacher should know better in the community where she or he live, um, so that they can easily um, adopt the culture of the community. And also the teacher need to know what is in the community. So for the example, if you are newly hired teacher, then the DepEd assigned you in somewhere in Bukiran. So dapat layo kaayo. So dapat imuhang jung i-adapt ang ilahang culture kung unsa ang naa dira kay you need to stay on that area it because layo kay siya kalas kay plite. So the first thing you need to do is to know the culture of that area, so that you can easily adapt their attitude para dili na ka maglisod kung unsa ang ilang kuan, ilang mga attitude sa kung unsa man na sila nga lugar. And then in this section you need to know the area, what is in the area, for you to easily identify of what teaching strategy will apply on that said area. Okay, so we'll proceed now to the section 5. And the section 5 state that every teacher should help the school keep the people in the community informed about the school's work and the accomplishment as well as it needs and the problem. It because people in the community want to know about what is inside the campus, what happened inside the campus, so that they aware the accomplishment of the schools. So by that, they have the reason to comment, or let's say they have the reason to help the school what they needs to provide. For example, the parents of the student in the school, in the said school, syempre kung ikaw parents ka sa kabata o kabalo ka unsay natabo sa eskwelahan, susunod sa eskwelahan, you can encourage your child to be in school, kay kabalo ka unsay mahatag nga kayuhan sa eskwelahan. Advantage pud sa mga teachers nga dili na sila mismo ang magpakiluoy sa mga estudyante nga moadto sa school. It because they have their parents to encourage them to go to school. Okay? Next is the section 6. Okay, and the section 6 state that every teacher is intellectual leader in the community, especially in the barangay, and shall welcome the opportunity to provide such leadership when needed, to extend counseling services as appropriate, and to actively be involved in matters affecting the welfare of the people. So in this section, syempre, if you are in this said community, you need to be ready in serving people around you, or in the community. Social welfare is a society can meet basic human needs such as food and shelter. And as a teacher, by leading a community, you can promoting or providing a standard of living in the community. Okay, next is the section 7. And the section 7 state that every teacher shall maintain harmonious and pleasant personal and official relations with other professionals, with government officials, and the people, individually or collectively. So, Because in the community, dili lang ikaw ang naay profession. You don't know the profession of the other people around you. So that you need to act like a professional one always. It because a profession is a type of occupation that requires expertise and specialized knowledge in a particular field. Um, so nailain-lain nga field ang pagka-professional. So dapat makipaghalubilo ka sa tanan, dili lang kay sa mga tao nga na ay profession, but also the people around you individually or collectively, because these professional have to follow the guidelines or code of conduct laid down by the professional bodies. So naay mga code of conducts, like a teacher, we have code of ethics. So natay code of ethics na gina maintain or gina-follow so that aware po ta sa ato ang don'ts and das. Das and don'ts. Okay. Okay. So, we will proceed now to the last section, which is the section 8. Okay, section 8 state that a teacher possesses freedom to attend church and worship as appropriate, but shall not use his position and influence to proselyte others. So, if you are in the community as a teacher, if lain ka og religion, you need to respect the other religion too. So that dili magamit ang imuhang pagka-professional sa kung unsa may religion ninyong duha. So do not use your profession nga encourage nimo ang usa ka tawo nga mo attend and dili man mo attend, dili mo gamiton ang imong pagka-professional para lang makuha nimo ang usa ka tawo to change their what's called this religion. Do not convince using your profession. Okay, we're now done in our 8 sections. And so now, what can you say about the teacher involvement in the community? In myself, as a teacher, we have amazing influence not only in the classroom facing our student, but also in the community. Because if we get our co-educator be observant and ready to face the people in the community, then once we increase productivity and the creativity of the people around us, the moral of the community will stay high. Okay. Thank you for listening, guys. This is your reporter, John Lawrence Amante.